Hey guys, what's up? It's Thomas. Tonight we're back here with Death Battle. Tonight we got another Marvel vs. DC fight. On one side we got the Martian superhero, Martian Manhunter, John Johns. And on the other side we got the Herald of Galactics, the Silver Surfer. Ugh. Sorry, don't know why I can't talk. So, who'll win? Who'll lose? Well, let's just hop in and see how this Marvel DC fight goes. Be sure to like, subscribe for more. Hope you enjoy. Let's go. Here we go.
Martian Manhunter, DC Space Ranger.
The Silver Surfer, Marvel's sentinel of the spaceways.
The depths of space hold secrets beyond our comprehension, but these sage superheroes have seen more of it than any of us could ever hope to.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Here we go. First up.
For as long as mankind has looked upon the night sky, the stars have beckoned the brave to search the unknown and explore its endless wonders.
Like Dr. Saul Erdell, who's kind of a doctor in the same way Dr. Pepper is a doctor. This guy's got no formal education, but that didn't stop him from messing around with some ancient tech he stumbled upon.
He was desperate to live out his boyhood dreams of exploring the cosmos. So with the tech's advanced capabilities, Erdell created a machine that would bring the cosmos to him.
He pointed the machine at Mars, pushed a button, and hoped for the best. And it worked!
Seems like a
Erdell
bad
summoned
idea.
a real-life Martian right before his very eyes. So remember, kids, when in doubt, just push buttons. Never fails.
The mysterious and powerful alien known as John Jones, the Martian Manhunter,
John Jones,
immediately started using his incredible powers in front of the Doctor, like mind reading and shape-shifting.
Which was just the tip of Erdell's discoveries. Turns out, Martians have complete control over their bodies and can transform into practically anything, like a freaking dragon, an exact duplicate of Wonder Woman down to her central nervous system, or even a totally generic green monster that loves choco cookies.
They can also shoot lasers from their
got him
eyes,
that day,
fire
huh?
psionic blasts, turn invisible, and phase through anything. Even Green Lantern constructs and force fields that Superman couldn't get through.
On top of all that,
Damn, that is some powerful stuff for the Martian. Though, I'm not too sure. Wasn't he the last one, or am I thinking of something else? But still, yeah. Johns is kind of a man without a home. He'll see why in a minute. Sorry, I lost my coin. Move along.
they've got a crazy healing factor. John has regenerated back from a single limb, tiny pieces, or even a puddle of goo.
This display of awe-inspiring
Why are they
power
doing that?
overwhelmed Dr. Erdell's poor human heart and caused him to die in the Martian's arms.
Damn! Well, at least
that
he
sucks.
accomplished his goal before he bit the
Sorry,
red dust,
Erdell.
right? Anyway, John used his shape-shifting abilities to hide amongst his new world by assuming the identity of a recently deceased detective named John Jones. God, what a crazy coincidence, comic book writer, you clever man.
Detective John Jones lived a double life on Earth for many years, solving cases and helping as many people as he could from the shadows. But
That's a nice
eventually,
one.
he stepped out, revealing himself to the world and helped found the Justice League of America.
And John definitely holds his own in the supergroup. He once pulled the Earth alongside Wonder Woman and Superman, who has stated that of all the beings in the known universe, he would be afraid to fight John.
And he should be afraid. Superman wouldn't be the first Kryptonian John has gone toe-to-toe with. He's manhandled Ultraman, who's basically evil Superman from another universe, and Superboy Prime, who can shatter reality with his punches, and is also evil Superman from another universe.
He took a
There's a lot
blast
of
from
evil Superman.
Asmodel, the king angel from a literal army of heaven. He's held his own against Darkseid, the manifestation of tyranny in the DC universe.
Jeez,
And he's fast enough
barely
to
anyone
catch
to
up to
stop
Supergirl and Superman, who we know flies so fast he can burst the bonds of infinity. So basically,
Isn't
he's
that
just as
pre-crisis
strong
Superman,
and just
not
as fast as a
post-crisis?
bunch of crazy gods and demons.
While Jean's strength and speed are obviously very impressive, it's also no secret that his greatest asset is his mind. He's one of the most powerful telepaths in all of the DC universe.
He reads minds, duh, but he can also shut them down altogether. And he once made Mr. Plexiglass. Mr.
Piddle?
Mixed Pickles. F your name, that's whatever. Anyway, he got him to subconsciously say his own name backwards, which God only knows because I can't say it forwards, which canceled out his powers.
His psychic defenses were strong enough to protect the Justice League against a worldwide telepathic attack. And his ability to sense people's feelings is so strong, he can feel every sentient being in the entire galaxy.
And he once outthought Perpetua from the Omniverse. Who's that, you ask? Oh, just a frickin' creator of the entire multiverse. She's basically the god of everything.
Jean needed to connect his consciousness with everyone on Earth before Perpetua could catch up. He pulled this off by using his mental abilities within the span of Planck time, literally the smallest possible measurement of time. In the time it takes you to count to 1, Jean could count to 1 and fly across the universe and back over 200 sextillion times.
He outthought God. He's a faster thinker than God. And it didn't end there. John took a punch from her and walked away with just a bloody nose. And when she disintegrated him into basically nothing, he regenerated back from a hit from God.
How?
Batman has said that in order to kill Jean for good, you would have to literally destroy every single atom in his body, one by one.
God damn! If I didn't love alliteration so much, I'd say we change this guy's name to Martian God Hunter or something. He's basically invincible, right?
Not quite. Jean is not without weakness. He has a very real vulnerability to fire. At times, it has completely overwhelmed him to the point where he loses control of his body.
And not just literal fire either. Jean was once tricked into just thinking he was surrounded by fire, and that was enough for him.
Even still, Jean has been able to overcome
Batman's
this
contingency
weakness.
plan
He's fought
at that?
enemies with fire abilities and even taken hits from fire attacks, which leads me to believe the weakness, while potent and still able to cause real physical harm, is mainly psychosomatic. What are you doing?
I heard what you said.
Not you,
fire
him.
is just in your head. I'll be a living god. Another win in the mind column.
I mean, fair? I mean, I can definitely see that, though. Did they ever say? Oh, wait, there is a bit of a text box here. Hold on. Okay, early Martian Manhunter stories were inconsistent, whether or not his weakness to fire was physical or mental. Recent users have made it clear that it's physical. Oh, okay, so it ain't mental. I don't know. John has trained to conquer this weakness, though he could still be incapacitated by electric flames. How large are we talking about? Kind of curious now. Okay, so that debunks Wiz's theory. I mean, hey, you can't be right all the time, though. Anyway.
For sure. And to think there's a whole planet of these guys out there.
Unfortunately, that's no longer the case. Before Dr. Erdel's strange experiment, Jean's own brother used the Martians' telepathic connection to each other against them, and the entire planet was plagued with Ronmir's curse.
As long as they stayed telepathically connected, every Martian was vulnerable to a mental fire that would overwhelm them and burn them from the inside out.
Which sadly worked very well, because the fear of fire is something Jean shares with his fellow Martians. Centuries earlier, the Guardians of the Universe, a group of immortal aliens who run the Green Lantern Corps, feared that the Martian race could become too strong. So they programmed the Martians with that genetic weakness to fire.
Jean was able to survive the fiery curse by cutting off his mental connection to his people, including his family. Unfortunately, his wife, Myria, and their daughter couldn't live with the isolation, and he had no choice but to watch them give in and burn alive. Damn.
Racked with grief and survivor's guilt, Jean was left to wander his homeworld all alone. His only solace being shape-shifting into his lost loved ones to convince himself they were still alive.
Oh my God! Jesus, John!
Fucked
up. So sad.
That pain has undoubtedly shaped who Jean is. In fact, the trauma he held onto so tightly formed a literal spiritual connection with those lost souls. A telepathic connection so strong, it kept them from finding peace in an afterlife. Let me say that again. His grief and telepathy were so strong, he prevented an entire race of people from moving on to the afterlife.
It wasn't until years later that John could return to Mars and release those souls by finally letting go. And not to forget them, but to embrace his new life and his new home. A place he would defend time and time again to make sure the Earth never suffers a fate similar to Mars.
To experience all of that, to truly know what it feels like to be alone in the vast universe, but continue to use your wisdom and power to help those in need, is what makes the Martian Manhunter such a noble hero.
On a planet packed with other incredible heroes, John really has set himself apart. He's risen through the ashes and emerged the heart and soul of the Justice League.
Amen. Yeah, let's be real. When it comes to Martian Manhunter, he knows that, you know, in a way, he's got to make sure that everyone survives. As, well, he's kind of the, let's want to... His final... He is kind of the final Martian, though. Which, I gotta admit, that's gotta suck, you know? But, anyway, so there's the Martian Manhunter. So let's check out Silver Surfer. Will he be able to stack up to the Martian Manhunter? Let's find out.
Zen-La, a virtual utopia, free from any and all crime, poverty, and disease.
And home to Norrin Rad, which I've gotta say is the sickest, most radical name I have ever heard in my entire life.
Hey.
He was a brainy kid who was raised to live a life of reason and intellect over one of gnarly adventure.
That is, until the technologically advanced society came under threat from the devourer of worlds, Galactus.
So Norrin struck up a deal with the World Muncher. In exchange for sparing his planet, Mr. Rad offered to leave his home behind, become Galactus's Herald, and seek out new planets for him to scarf down.
And once Galactus agreed to the deal, he imbued his new Herald with the power cosmic, transforming him into the Silver Surfer.
An equally tubular name. 2 for 2. Wow, you rarely see it.
The power cosmic grants the Surfer near unlimited energy, as well as matter manipulation, phasing, super strength, speed, and invulnerability, just to name a few.
The Surfer's basically got all of Galactus' space magic, just on a smaller scale. And Galactus uses that power to fight guys like the In-Betweener, an abstract being from the overspace.
The Surfer used the power cosmic to serve Galactus diligently for nearly 100 years, during which he ensured that the planets consumed were devoid of sentient life.
That is, until the Surfer accidentally offered up a planet with life, which drove him crazy with guilt. So Galactus tried his best to suppress the Surfer's emotions, erase the painful memories, and make it easier for him to find planets with tasty, delicious life, guilt-free. How nice of him.
And it worked.
Yeah, whoops. Yeah, that's why you really gotta double check to make sure, like, okay. Anyone here? Okay, gotta double check when Galactus gets here. Okay, real quick. Hey, Galactus, found one for you. Ouch. Surprised he doesn't really offer a way for, like, the people to get off the planet before the planet gets eaten. Anyway.
Worked for a while until the Surfer reached
Here
Earth.
comes
Galactus's mighty mind manipulation wasn't enough to bury the Surfer's true nature for good. With the help of Alicia Masters and the Fantastic Four, the Surfer turned against his overlord and saved the Earth from being eaten.
But even after all that, Galactus just let the Surfer keep his powers. At any point, he could have just taken them back.
Being the source of the Surfer's powers, yes, he could. But Galactus has continued to let the Surfer have the power cosmic out of respect for his first Herald.
Damn. See, that's the kind of respect I'm asking from you. Anyway, ever since those mental gymnastics with Galactus, the Surfer made sure nothing like that would ever happen again.
And he's been successful, like when Psycho Man failed to trick the Surfer with his illusion, or when he was briefly trapped in the Supreme Intelligence's mind when it was using the Mind Stone.
With some of those mental threats behind him, he could finally take to the spaceways, kick ass, and monologue about the meaning of life in the universe.
All of which he's quite good at, especially that last one. It's thanks to the abilities afforded to him through all that cosmic energy.
It's seriously crazy. He can rearrange the molecules of anything he wants into anything he wants. He can force you to just feel pain in general, and he can even control elements, not just earth, wind, and fire, but anything in a boogie wonderland like gravity and the weather.
He's got enough power and energy inside him that he once created an infant star to serve as a new light source in a universe devoid of light.
So just when he needed it, he was able to pop out a baby son? That's convenient.
That's the
Yeah,
power
okay.
cosmic.
But we can't forget about the sick board he shreds the stars with.
Yeehaw.
This thing's basically an extension of himself. He can transform it into a sweet sword or into pure cosmic energy. And if it breaks, he can just form a new one.
On his board, the Surfer has traveled at incalculable speeds on multiple occasions. He can fly faster than Thor, and even once flew so fast he reached the future.
Even without his board, he once broke free from energy shackles that would zap away his power within the next nanosecond. Gnarly, brah. He once outsurfed a wave
Gnarly.
of universal destruction. He had to surf out of all of existence as it was being torn apart. Now, I've seen some choice waves in my day, but if you
Man,
ask
you were
me,
burned.
that's one tube best for watching on the beach with a brew.
You're hitting it real hard with all this surfing lingo. He's
That
honestly
he
not
is.
that kind of guy at all.
Righteously disagree with you, dude. You are carving up my brainwaves into an A-frame swell that I just can't bail. I'm waxed, man, waxed.
The Silver Surfer.
Yeah. I think that was only in the superhero show. Or superhero squad or something. I mean, anti-cosmic. Like, I remember that show, and that was the only time I ever heard the Surfer talk Surfer lingo, you know? Hey. Though hard to say this matches up to, like, Manhunter. Well, we don't know his weaknesses, you know? Pretty sure he's lost. I mean, well, let's just keep going, huh?
Surfer is a tragic figure who is always weighing his choices through every angle of morality. Like when he set out to destroy the new host of the Star Brand, an energy source that grants his wielders virtually infinite power, capable of wiping out all life on Earth.
The Star Brand seems to choose a new unknowing host at random. Could be a good guy, could be the most evil person to ever exist. But despite that threat,
try?
the Surfer spared the new Star Brand once he found out she was carrying a child.
He decided to bear the weight of any potential consequences on his own shoulders, instead of squashing any and all hope that the child would use that power for good.
I get it. He's a righteous dude on a surfboard.
Exactly. And in the Surfer's case, a keen sense of morality also comes with a keen sense of his surroundings in general. He can see enemies even when they're invisible and can sense incoming threats, to the point where he can sense someone approaching even before they've left their own home.
He can also absorb energy his opponents throw at him. Anything from psionic energy to a freaking star. The Surfer can even do it when he's on death's door. Hey, Wiz, what do you think the doormat on death's door says? Probably like, knock 'em dead, right?
What are you
Probably.
talking? Now, it does take a lot to get the Surfer to death's door. He's taken a blast from the
Fair enough.
Infinity Stones, survived being smashed into pieces, crashed into the Big Bang, and played catch with a star.
He caught it and then threw it right back at that punk Deadpool.
Hi, Deadpool.
Ha! I hope you like a big ball of gas in your face, you tool.
Reed Richards, the
Watch it, boy.
smartest man alive, has said that the Surfer is probably the most powerful being in all the galaxy.
And even after years spent drifting through the galaxy, he's still built strong bonds, like with the Fantastic Four, the Defenders, and with people like Dawn Greenwood.
But somehow, he always ends up alone in space, searching for answers, searching for beings that need his help, searching for something that could replace the home that he lost all those years ago.
Only to be weighed down by the guilt of his servitude and the pain of his sacrifice, which was ultimately done in vain, cause it doesn't seem to matter what the Surfer does. Zenla is destined for destruction. At this point, his home world has been destroyed 4 times over.
Despite it all, this tragic hero still manages to take everything in stride as he surfs the stars and fights tirelessly to preserve every being's right to live.
Thanks, Surfer. Yeah, it really goes to show you, he really does care, you know? And he may be alien, but goddamn does he know that, well, he knows what's up. Hard to say if this actually might kill the Martian Manhunter, so I'm actually not too sure who's going to win here. I mean, again, Manhunter could beat multiversal gods. Surfer, I'm not too sure. Sorry. Well, might as well just hop in and see who wins this fight. I'm not going to pick one, so may the best man win, or in this case, best alien win. Let's get this battle underway. Let's go.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
Here we go.
It's time for a death battle!
Go! Excellent.
In all of my journeys, I have never seen anything quite like this.
I assumed your journeys would have made you rather familiar with places like this, Nordenrad. Or should I say, Silver Surfer? Now, tell me why you have summoned me here.
Enough.
Alright, see ya. Wow. Any black and white
What are
film
you
to this?
hiding?
This could be tricky.
Tell me your secrets.
I must end this.
It's gonna be able to overpower the other first. Who's got the most to explore between us, but we'll see. Scar.
There is no use in hiding. I can feel your presence.
Ow. Yeah, I'll get that. Woo! Woo! I hope you fix that, Martian. Wrong element there, Silver. Whoop. Oh, that might work. Nope. Enjoy the sun.
Nothing can best Martian might.
Your will is admirable, but will alone is not enough. Feel the pain.
Oh. Oh.
You and I possess the same knowledge.
That only one of us can survive, and we know not why.
I hope you can live with the uncertainty.
Oh.
Victory comes with no certain satisfaction. I may never know why we were made to fight. If violence is ever truly justified. But perhaps there is something worthy in the battle.
Myria.
Something beyond my understanding.
Well, that got philosophical.
KO! Wiz, what the hell are we doing? Why are we forcing such beautiful souls to fight to the death?
Both the Silver
us?
Surfer and the Martian
Sorry.
Manhunter were two extraordinarily powerful beings, each with very wide power sets.
So they both had counters for almost everything they could throw at each other. They could both phase through objects,
Yeah,
rearrange
true.
molecules, and
Less
regenerate
vulnerable.
their own bodies.
Versatile.
But arguably the biggest thing on the Martian Manhunter's side was his formidable telepathy. The Surfer has had his memories erased and his emotions manipulated by Galactus. So it would stand to reason that Jean could pose a mental threat to the Surfer.
But the Surfer has
or
resisted
could.
mental attacks many times. When
But he plays
Psycho
in
Man
reality.
played on the Surfer's guilt and pretended to be his lost
Sounds
love,
good.
the Surfer saw right through it, and he escaped the Supreme Intelligence's mind when it was using the frickin' Mind Stone.
These two could have gone toe-to-toe around the universe for a long time. But when it came down to it, the question was, who had the power to put the other down for good?
They both have some serious healing factors and have come back from basically nothing. But if ending Martian Manhunter meant destroying his every atom one by one, the Surfer has the means to make that happen
Oh, yeah,
thanks to the
molecular
seemingly
manipulation.
endless well of energy that is the power cosmic.
It's truly an overwhelming source of unlimited power. And outside of Galactus stripping the power away from him, the Surfer is never without it.
It's like a battery. Even if Jean could drain all of the cosmic energy, the Surfer can just recharge it. And he's used that power to destroy planets, defeat Galactus-level threats, and can basically accomplish anything with it.
While both of these philosophic heroes tend to hold back out of a respect for life, there's obviously no holding back here. And the depth of Silver
Amen.
Surfer's abilities gave him the win.
This Martian was harsh in his mellow, so the Surfer had to wave goodbye. Bodacious, cowabunga, hang ten Ninja
Okay.
Turtles.
The winner
Winner
is the
is
Silver Surfer.
Good job.
Thanks for watching.
Let's-
Stay
yeah,
tuned. We have a new
I'll
Death Battle
talk later.
releasing every 2 weeks this year. And click the join button to get new perks and extra content. Planet level members even see Death Battles before anyone else, so don't miss out.
Cool, thanks. Oh, Discord? Ooh. Oh, this one. Alright. the chaotic beings. Huh. Oh boy. I don't think battle... Well, pretty sure the death battle ain't surviving this one. I mean, it's Discord and Phil Cypher. You know this place. You know the show's not gonna last long. Though, who would win? Honestly, I might be putting my money on Bill. But I don't know. Like I said, I've been surprised before. So, thanks for watching, guys. Till next time, see ya.